Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, of course, another Bath & Body Works haul. We have like all the new stuff from the next floor set. It was the $13.95 sale in stores. At a few exchanges, I had that Frosted Forest, which was a repackage of the Perfect Winter, as well as that Golden Winter Pear thing, which was just the Winter Pear Forest. So I was like, girl, I so don't need those as backups. So I exchanged those and bought a few things. $13.95 plus 25% off coupon, and I was just looking for the newness, and I went in and they were ringing up, so here we are. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first thing we have is the new single fragrance launch. So I guess Platinum ended up not getting a 3-wick candle. I think initially there were reports on social media saying that it was going to, but it has not surfaced at this point, and there's only a single wick. So then that brings us to the next single fragrance launch, which is Perfect in Pink. And so we have that. Cute packaging. We have like a texture on the ribbon there, and then this is like a metallic glossy finish on there. And we also have the gorgeous like matte metal color matched lid. Oh my god, gag me out with that perfect pink lid. Vibrant cherries, pink camellia, and whipped almond cream. So this is that same like trend that we've been seeing for so long now of the cherry pistachio, and now pistachio is kind of morphing into almond as the next trendy nut fragrance. And so it's just that like cherry nut type of fragrance is what we're confronted with again. And this one has the core wicks on it, yes, and white wax, as you can see right here. And yeah, I mean, in true cherry perfume fashion, it's very much a perfumey, inedible cherry, sort of cherry pistachio, cherry almond, gourmand type of that fragrance. But while the cherry and the nut notes are gourmand, there's heaps and heaps of that perfume that makes it totally inedible. Extremely similar to like your, what is it, Sunset Glow, which was heavily inspired by the Sol de Janeiro fragrance, right? And then we also had Sweetheart Cherry, which was very similar to that. And then was there like Vacation Vibe or Vacation Vibes or something like that? And that like Sol de Janeiro dupe line that we got during the summertime. If you like any of those, we finally have that type of like cherry perfume fragrance in a 3-wick. And it's just kind of like, it almost feels like that cherry fragrance is kind of played out at this point. I mean, because Sunset Glow came out a while back. So it's kind of crazy that it's still making its rounds and is like the single fragrance launch for this holiday season. I guess the cherry trend is still going. So that's what Perfect in Pink was right there. It still smells quite strong on hold. And I like, despite it being kind of played out at this point, I guess we've never really had a 3-wick of that cherry perfume fragrance yet, right? No. So I guess we finally have it in 3 wicks. So I guess I'm excited about that. Yeah, so Perfect in Pink right there. And that's that. Okay, moving on, we have the new aromatherapy fragrance. We have Lavender and Peppermint from the Aroma line, which is the Calming Skies, and that's what that looks like. Oh my god, gag me out with that packaging though. Oh god, I just love me a juicy, cloudy, like dreamscape scene like that. How fun. I think there's like a metallic or iridescent sheen to it, like peeking through the label. Yeah. And then we just have a plain silver lid. We have white wax and core wicks. I think this is getting the full body care aromatherapy line as well. It wasn't out in stores yet, so I couldn't smell all the forms, but I asked for the candle and here we are. Calming Skies, Lavender and Peppermint is a blended aroma of lavender, cool peppermint, and warm patchouli. Yeah. She just kind of exists. It's another very much that like lavender oil, peppermint oil fragrance. The peppermint kind of comes off very much like the peppermint fragrance we got from Peaceful, which was the former aromatherapy fragrance right here. This one had tea tree oil and peppermint oil. Yeah, I mean this one, they're kind of similar in the sense that like the tea tree oil fragrance has this like metallic quality to it that sometimes like I will refer to lavender as smelling bloody and metallic, like you know when you like accidentally bite your lips or tongue or whatever, and like you like taste the bloody metallicness in there. That's like the association that I get with lavender. And the tea tree also very much has that type of metallic bloody quality to it, and this also has that too. I do have to say this one's a little bit prettier in comparison to how just harsh and I almost want to say aggressive that this fragrance is, but a similar, very much aromatherapy type of vibe where you get that lavender and the peppermint in there. Yeah, it's a little bit prettier. I would say comparable to the lavender that we got in that, wasn't there like some blue lavender breeze thing, which was extremely similar to, it was like lavender sea, and then it came back out like slightly different, but the same as like lavender woods or something like that. There's just so many of those lavender ones, but it's kind of similar to that lavender too. Let's see, we also have stuff like Fresh Winter Air right here, and that's what that looks like. This is Peppermint, Evergreen, and Citrus. Yeah, it's not this at all. This one definitely has more of a prominent evergreen note to it, but it just has that same like sort of cooling peppermint vibe to it is in there. Yeah, I think it's a new fragrance, but it's just kind of lavender and peppermint, and there's just like no frills. She exists. Gorgeous packaging though. So that was that. Moving on, we have the three, it's like the DEI collection, which stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And that is this collection with the like different holidays of the season. And so we have the first one, which is Happy Hanukkah, has the white lid on it. I think the labels kind of like match the, isn't there like the tree farm and the snowy peach berry and the vanilla eggnog collection, all that kind of stuff. And this is like a slight deviation of it because I think this has white lids rather than the other ones that maybe just have the silver lids on it. I don't know, but in any case, yeah. So that's what that looks like. It looks like a metallic sheen on just a rectangular label. This one has the dark blue wax on it, and this one has core wicks, as you can see it right there. Okay, Celebration of Lights, which is welcoming incense, warm myrrh, and cozy sandalwood. So if you recall, we did have a Happy Hanukkah candle last year that was a hit in the candle community, but might I remind you that a lot of times the candle community is very much a vocal minority that is not at all representative of the mass appeal, the general Joe Schmo consumer who goes in and out, who's not like obsessing over candles on social media. And so I think while this was a hit with us like gourmand lovers in the candle community, there was just like an abundance of this candle, just like so much, like past SAS, right? Like past Candle Day and into SAS. And I think eventually went 75% off or something. And there was just so much of it in every store I went to, so that would indicate that while it was popular in the candle community, that cannot be extrapolated out to the masses because there wouldn't be such an overstock and then heavily discounted at 75% off if it was indeed popular. So yes, so we have Happy Hanukkah from last year, and this was the Sufganiyat pillowy fried donut sweet jelly filling with powdered sugar fragrance. And I mean, I like this. It was very much like similar to their Wild Berry Jam donut fragrance or even like Raspberry Thumbprint, but it was like strong and robust, and it was like probably their most authentic jelly donut fragrance that we've ever got. Unfortunately, it got sort of burnt and like sort of sour and bitter smelling towards the mid-range point, but that's kind of par for the course with their type of like jelly donut fragrances. But I mean, it smelled delicious and great, and it's like a full-blown gourmand. But I'm afraid to say that full-blown gourmands just don't seem to be like the popular choice anymore. And so this year, it is not at all that fragrance. It's Celebration of Lights, which is welcoming incense, warm myrrh, and cozy sandalwood. I can't front here. I can't even tell you what I'm smelling here. I don't know. It's not gourmand. It's not like a general perfumey fragrance either. It's more of those like sort of cozy conceptual fragrances. Almost smells a little bit like leathery, I would say. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I really smell incense or myrrh on a regular basis. I would say cozy and woodsy. Yeah, I don't know. I can't front. I really don't know what I'm smelling here. I'm trying to think if I can even compare it to anything that we've had from the past. Yeah, I don't know, like a sweet, almost like a sweet leathery fragrance is the best way I can describe it. I don't know, it's new. I can't say it's something I would normally gravitate towards if it wasn't in like, you know, fancy new packaging and stuff, and let's say it was a candle that was at Big Lots or something. Would I have picked it up? Absolutely not. This is like so not a fragrance that I would normally pick up. It's kind of like, I bought it because I have a channel and I want to review it and talk to you guys about it, and that's pretty much the extent of it. But is it something I would ever like burn on my own time? I can't say I would. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, like, how much of a departure we've gone from the olden days of Bath & Body Works of getting all the cutesy, frilly, relatable fragrances to more of like the conceptual, like out there fragrances like this that aren't quite easily identifiable or easily relatable to something that you might smell normally. So yeah, I mean, that's just the times that we're in now. So you just you gotta roll with the punches, right? And like, it's here, so I'll smell it and buy it. But yeah, it's just crazy how this is like in the total 180 from the super gourmand Happy Hanukkah jelly donut candle that we got last year. So yeah, I mean, it's here. So Happy Hanukkah, celebration of lights. Speaking of weird, abstract, out there fragrances, we don't have a neutrals collection this winter season, which is weird. Like last year we had the balsam and bergamot and the wild berry and ube, right? And this year there's just like no neutrals collection. Like the whole product guide up to holiday 2 has been released, and there's just not much newness or juiciness, and certainly nothing, like no new like heavy hitting gourmand fragrance that like the candle community would go crazy over. Cookie butter truffle like came right out the gate, but when you actually go to burn it, it's actually not that great, to be completely honest. Vanilla eggnog is coming out, but that's just pretty much butter rum eggnog, so it's not new enough. Peppermint sugar cookie is like noticeably missing from the lineup. So yeah, it's just a different Bath & Body Works era that we're in right now. So yeah, okay, cool. Moving on, Happy Kwanza, frankincense and amber, and that's what that looks like right there. And then we have the green wax on there and the white lid. We have the thick rope-like wicks on this one, and cool. Frankincense and amber, aromatic frankincense, warm amber, and soft tonka bean. Okay, this smells incredibly familiar. And we've had the Thankful Frankincense and Myrrh candle from the years past in the aromatherapy collection. And this one was frankincense oil and myrrh oil. And yeah, quite similar to presumably the frankincense that's in here. Quite similar. I don't think they're exactly the same. I think this one's a little bit softer and sweeter, maybe, I guess because the amber and tonka bean, which is usually associated to being like a vanilla bean type of fragrance, the amber and the tonka bean soften it up and warm it up a little bit more, but the frankincense is very much like noticeable and relatable to the frankincense note that we got in here. Mind you, this candle's like old and spent at this point, that the fragrance is a little bit tarnished, but it's still a very similar frankincense, but a little bit more softer and sweeter, and I would even say creamier because of the tonka bean and the amber, and so there's that. Cool. I can't say I'm really a frankincense fanatic either, so would I have picked that up if I didn't have a candle channel? Probably not, but it's there. And lastly, we actually do have a gourmand fragrance, and it's the Feliz Navidad Champorado fragrance, which we had this, whoops, and as the lid falls off, we had this last year, and so that's what that looks like. We have the fun poinsettias on there, or poinsettias, or poinsettias, whatever the pronunciation is, you know what I'm talking about, the red flower. It looks quite pretty. And then we have the yellow wax on there, cool. Spiced Mexican chocolate, masa, caramel piloncillo, and steamed milk. Core wicks and yellow wax. Yeah, this smells great. So we had it last year, and the stunning, oh my god, how gorgeous was this label, right? Like the fine line gold foil details on the white matte jar. I mean, the simplicity, and the poinsettias again, I mean, elegant. And then we had the ceramic lid with the gold accent on there as well. And this was $32.95 because of the lid. And does this have the same exact notes? It sure does. So interesting that this one did come back, but Happy Hanukkah did not. So, I mean, I guess, well, and it's hard to compare from like a marketing standpoint. Is like, did this one sell well because of the fragrance or the packaging? And so Also, this creates like artificial value in the sense that it's $32.95 in a ceramic lid. So come like equalizer sale time, you're going to be more inclined to like pick it up because, oh my God, I'm getting a $32.95 candle for $13.95 or $12.95 or candle day or whatever it is, you know? So that could have artificially drove up, I don't want to say artificially, but it could have skewed the sales to be more popular in favor of this versus the Happy Hanukkah candle. So it's kind of hard to compare apples to apples. But in any case, that one did come back. So if you like this one, it's here again. So yeah, this one is pretty much like if you mixed their hot cocoa and cream fragrance, same kind of hot chocolate fragrance, same like powdery, dry Swiss Miss chocolate packet texture to it, right? That with that sort of like mini marshmallows fragrance. That exactly mixed with, I would like say pretty much like almost like a sweet cinnamon pumpkin or a pumpkin clove type of equivalent spicy fragrance is then mixed in here. And it makes it a little bit creamy in the same way pumpkin clove or sweet cinnamon pumpkin, almost like a creamy, that like distinct, almost like clove spice fragrance to it. This has very much the similar spices from both of those candles. And then you shoved it with, hot cocoa and cream. And I liked last year's. The only issue was, yeah, case in point, it was so freaking sooty that I would burn it and I would enjoy it, but then like it would just get so immensely sooty that it was just a problematic burn on it. I mean, look at that nastiness, yeah. So that was the issue with this one, is like every time I wanted to go to burn it, it was like the burn on it was just such a hot mess that it was really, really, really hard to manage. Unfortunately, it has the same core wicks on it this year, but it does have yellow wax, so I'm hoping maybe it will have a different performance. I was really hoping for the rope wicks on this one, but I don't know, we'll see. So that was that. So that's the entire DEI collection that we got going on there. Okay, let's see. Oh, I brought out this candle because I wanted to compare it with this. We have lavender and peppermint here. It is not at all iced vanilla woods, in case anybody was wondering. This was also like a lavender iced cooling fragrance, but no. This, oh my God, this is just freaking gorgeous and beautiful. It's like a similar marshmallow fireside, vanilla marshmallow smoky velvety texture mixed with this gorgeous lavender. Oh my God, this is absolutely gorgeous. It is not ice vanilla woods, just putting that out there. Okay, cool. And then last candle, I think because I had like a few exchanges, I was like, you know what, let me just try this one this year. It's like high time that I finally tried this one because it's been so long since I have tried it. And it is none other than the infamous Vanilla Bean Noel, or affectionately or not so affectionately referred to as Vanilla Bean No Smell in the candle community. And so that's what that is. The fun like juicy like 3D art on it. Fresh vanilla bean, marshmallow fluff, and vanilla cake. I think they always change up the notes on Vanilla Bean Noel, but it's such a great fragrance, but every single year it's just so freaking unscented, and I still stand by. There was that one year we got that Dolce candle in that like Italian collection, and it was like nearly identical to Vanilla Bean Noel, except the versions that I had were so strong, and the performance on it was just flawless and beautiful. Dolce, oh my God, it was amazing. But in any case, we have Vanilla Bean Noel. I think it normally has core wicks on it, but this year it has the thick rope-like wicks on it. So I was like, you know what? This is the year I'm going to give it a try, and I'll return back to my, well, it's not so much annual anymore, but like infrequent tradition to try out Vanilla Bean Noel and see how it does. So we have white wax and thick rope-like wicks that you cannot see because it's being washed out. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful fragrance. I don't really know how to describe it. Sometimes the body care has like this weird chemically like benzoyl peroxide like undertone to it. Like a lot of times like that vanilla oil has that weird like chemical smell to it. But outside of that, it's like this very like powdery, fluffy, like sugary like marshmallow fragrance laced with like some type of caramel. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful fragrance, but it's just like so hard to ever get a grand throw on it. So we'll see how it does this year. I'm kind of excited to dig into it. And because like, after all these other like weird out there fragrances that I'm not really like jiving with and aren't what I really associate with the Bath & Body Works brand, it's kind of fun to get something that I do associate with the Bath & Body Works brand that's familiar and nostalgic and smells scrumptious and delicious, that I'm kind of excited to burn this one. So we have Vanilla Bean Noel right there. Okay, lastly, we have the Deep Ocean. I had a coupon that expires next week, and I was like, you know what, let me just use this and call it a day. And it's the new men's fragrance in this like juicy, like swirly bottle. Yeah. And that's what that looks like. I don't think the notes are on here. Let's see, I think they're available online. Sea salt, air, oak moss, and cedar leaf. So this is not it's like alongside an ocean on the display, but it is not the ocean fragrance. This is super heavy on a cucumber note. Like, wow. It's like this, like a salty, woodsy cucumber. I feel like I've smelled this cucumber before, and we've had clean slate before, which I always got. This one has some marine citrus, blue sage, and sandalwood. But yeah, this one kind of has a similar vibe to clean slate. It is not this, but similar for sure. It has really this like watery cucumber note is what I get from it. I would almost even say melon in some way. I guess you know how sometimes cucumber and melon kind of have a similar feel to them? Yeah. But then, when I use this as hand wash, and while the first impression on this is quite fresh and crisp and invigorating, when it dries down, it kind of just dries down to another generic, like, men's Axe type of cologne fragrance. So, I don't know. At least it has a travel size cologne, which is fun, but unfortunately it's $17.95, so it's literally $1 more than you can use for your rewards and coupons, so you can't redeem it with a coupon. But I think a lot of times those get included in when they do like a equalizer $5.95 all men's thing, so you can at least get and experience the cologne for a low price. So I appreciate that. So Deep Ocean right there. Cool. I think that is it. Yes. Let me know your thoughts on all the candles down below. All that kind of jazz. Have you smelled any of these? Picked these up? Are you excited for any of it? Are you bummed that there aren't like more juicy, traditional, like, you know, fun gourmand fragrances? Or do you like that Bath & Body Works is doing some of the more, you know, out there fragrances? Let me know everything down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.